I don't think we use that anymore. You can't tell. You gotta cover it up now. We used to see through it. I don't think you can see. Nah. Yeah, you can't do that no more. It's supposed to say you can't see through the keyhole anymore. I hear the dove. Now what I do with my Rubik's Cube? I put it somewhere. And this is it. See that fish pattern? That's something I came up with a long time ago, before Stephen Brundage came on America's Got Talent. I always thought of a neat way to memorize, to reverse the mix, just in fun. But I didn't even think about a magical mix like I know now through Stephen Brundage and Samsung and all that. But this was my considered mix, like a fish symbol. And all I got to do is reverse it. Although, I'm trying to remember how to do this now. This way. Yeah, that's how I did it, yeah. So knowing that, fish symbol. Oops, I passed it. And then I'll do my checkerboard mix. Then my checkerboard mix again. Then look for the fish. And I can't remember which way do I do it. Do I do it this way or this way? Well, if it's this way, then I do it this way. If it's this way, I can't remember which way it was. Maybe it's this way. Nah, I don't think that's it. See, I'm messing up already, I think. So maybe it's this way. Yeah, it's this way. That's my mix. I just now thought of it. I think it is. I memorized it. So you guys can use that mix. See, patterns you can memorize from the Simple Solution by James E. Norris is whatever the colors on after you get the top and then get the bottom corners done and then the middles, or you can get the top done and then the middles and the bottom corners. It don't matter how you would do it, but the quickest way to me is get the corners first, then get the middles, then the top middles, edges rather, and then the middles, and then work a bit. It seems to be quicker for me. But a long time ago I used to just go here, get these, get these, get these, and get there. And my best time was 1 minute and 12 seconds. At first it'd be like 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. The teens at the church, and I was a teenager too, would time me before and after church with their digital watches that had a stopwatch in it. I don't know if they make stopwatches anymore and digital watches anymore. Okay, but anyway, you don't worry about all the colors on the edge at the time. You just focus on the center color. In that case, it would be white. I mean, if it was this the bottom, then it would be the red, but the center is here. So you would look for the white corners to look for. It could be a pattern like this, a pattern where these two, that's where you position it and do the maneuver, or off to the sides, or here and here and here and do it, or here, 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 or here, 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 here. I'm trying to think all the ways you could do it. Anyway, you do that main pattern all the time. This pattern here. See how it's like that? Here, here, here. We're looking for the white because that's the center white. If it was green, then you look for the green. That's how you narrow things down. And you would do this pattern again. And match it up. And then you see that pattern there. See, there, 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 there. And you do it again. And you're done. But Jesus helped me find a way in the 1980s, a quicker way. I mean, if it's there, you do that pattern, and it's done anyway. But see this pattern here, where it goes here, here, here. I thought of this idea. Twice, and come down, twice, bring that back up, bring it over, then bring it connect, and the corners will be done. But in this case, it got done since the whole thing's done. And sometimes when you're doing this, the bottom will get done, and you don't have to worry about the edges, or if some of the corners they get done. It's just how it does it. I know even speed curers know that some of the routines they didn't have to do. It just got done, so it helped them to get a better solving time. It's just the way it works. It's like one kid got a mix like this, and they must know the Akira Underground solve. They saw it, and they're like, wow, I know this. I don't have to just try to solve it. I know that pattern. All I have to do is dink, and they go, wow, world record. That's called the Akira Underground solve, gear solve. Just show you how fast that is. And everybody mind blown, like, oh! That's like, what was it? The Straight Family, one of the boys, I can't think of his name, he says, how do you do that? I said, it took me 2 weeks to get smooth. It's not easy. I mean, you see it looks pretty good mix. And you gotta be fast at it. And I did it slow for him so he could understand it in the church foyer. And he said, oh, okay. And when PJ Parker's friend Alex and PJ themselves, when I did the Sloppy Shuffle, my version, thanks to Penn Russell or the Great Scott, I think it was Penn Russell that was showing me though, could be wrong, could have been the Great Scott, but one of them at the Busch Gardens of Williamsburg at the Pot of Gold, that was called Wizardworks at the time, and he said it's so good to have magicians and we can talk shop and stuff. Anyway, I was saying, in a Genie magazine, I can't understand how to do the Sloppy Shuffle. It's kind of confusing. And see, he went and showed me, and then I try to memorize it, and then I thought of an idea while riding up to Loch Ness Monster and some other rides that I could take. I won't go and take any one that's even faster. Anyway, and went to some shows and stuff, and we ate food and stuff. But, and so it just helped me think of an idea, and I added a saying that Michael Ammer says. I even give him credit after I do that, so they'll know where the source came from. I said, I said, I thought of an idea. Even my dad, who's now in heaven, but when he was on this earth, he thought it was really amazing that I thought of that on my own idea. That made his day. It's like his son created an own card trick illusion. Even though I know all these illusions, I created my own idea. It's like I've been in my own card elevator illusion. And I thought magicians were doing that way, and they weren't. So I shared my idea. But anyway, after learning the sloppy shuffle, and we didn't have no internet at the time. We didn't have Google, to my knowledge. We didn't have, because it was like in the 1990s. I don't know if we had Google then, maybe, I don't know. But I know we didn't have Facebook or YouTube to really learn anything. So, but now that we have it, I share my knowledge now, because it's freely you have received, freely give. And he teaches you more talents, and you give back, and he gives you more talents. Anyway, I'm trying to think where I was going to go with this. Oh, yeah. Anyway, after I did the sloppy shuffle, Alex and P.J. Parker's mouth dropped like an anvil. And I was like, I wish I had that on camera. I never time it right to get people's reaction, even my relatives. Their mouth dropped like a... I said, man, if I had that on camera, oh well. But anyway, but like I tell them and tell everybody on my church friend, I said that Michael Ammer's saying is your card is the only card face up amongst the face down. And I said, that is from another card illusion called Play It Straight Bannon. But I took his saying for my version of sloppy shuffle. I always straight it. I know some people say, Bill, you don't have to say David Copperfield did this and last word and that. Just do the trick. But I said, no, I like to say where I got the source, and it's important to give credit. And I know I'm doing it right, because I hear Lloyd Barnes and Craig Petty and Stephen whatever, they always say it's important to say the source and give the credit, the creator, where the source you got it from. Because that way they'll know that you care about the creator and that you added your own idea, but at least you mentioned the guy who created it. I always do that. I've always done that. Even before we had the internet, like Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. So I know I'm doing it right. But some of my friends, they're like, Bill, you're boring the audience. I'm not boring nothing. I know I'm doing it right. If they were magicians, they know that I'm not boring it. Because I bet there's some upcoming magicians, old or young, teenagers or kids or adults, after seeing our magic show, the TC Magic show that I upload on YouTube, you watch me mention David Copperfield and such was by such and such, that they'll remember that, and they might want to look that up and become magicians themselves. I mean, this one girl is now a pretty good famous magician on YouTube. She's probably famous in person somewhere now. But she said she learned to be a magician because she got a thing in her feed saying, you too can be a magician. I can? Okay. So she became a magician. Whatever works. A lot of people became magicians because of the Valentino Leonard in Montana, the masked magician. And then the CBS Mystery Magician, the illusion that Copperfield does the body in half with a laser. That was created by an illusionist builder, that he builds illusions now, that he saw that CBS 1980s Mystery Magician, and he says, hey, I thought that was for certain people that's got connections. Hey, I can do this too. So now he built his illusions, and now he is thankful to a mystery mass magician. It wasn't Bal at the time. And then Herbert Becker came in the scene, and as Copperwood says, if I let one guy go, the floodgates are open. Well, this is a year like 2023, 2024, 2025. The floodgates are open, and even Copperfield's talking about electromagnets and some other illusions, and he teaches magic tricks of a floating dollar bill that uses a coin. I mean, it's good that this is the day of the year that everything's being revealed. And you know what? I've been listening to the comments, and you know what the comments say? Most of the comments saying, you know, it's good that we get to see the show or watch it on YouTube, but it's even more amazing learning the mechanics and the thing behind the scene. That's even more better than the trick itself. And I've always said that too. And Valentino noticed that too. As kids, he would teach the magic. He would perform it and teach it. And they were more appreciative of the illusion magic arts, of what goes behind all that. And Franz Shari does too. He teaches magic too. And Jeff McBride, they don't worry about if someone knows it. They go on with something else. You know, they don't let it bother them. I mean, there's a magician in the past, I can't think of his name. It might have been in Houdini's day or Howard Thurston, I don't know. But he spent a lot of money on trying to fight because someone's doing his illusion. And he said, you know, if I didn't do that, I could have been more concentrating on doing more illusions and more performance, and I could have not wasted all my money on this, because even though he went through all that, he lost. He didn't win. For some reason, he didn't win. Now, for some reason, Raymond Tiller, part of Penn Jillette of Penn and Teller, his shadow rose thing, somehow Penn Jillette must have clout. Penn Jillette and Raymond Teller, they must have really hard connections, because to my knowledge, they're the only ones that I ever seen that won a case. And Copperfield, even though he did won that certain case with the 13 people vanish, he just don't worry about it and goes on. He's got new illusions, including the moon vanish, an island disappearing, make a girl's face appear on Rushmore, and he's got a family now. He's got a wife named Chloe, a daughter named Audrey, and the youngest is Sky, and his son Dylan, I think that's his name. And on social media he calls himself David Copperfield Jr., and he takes them to the magic shops to see if they catch the magic bug. He doesn't force the issue, but I see that his son Dylan, as David Copperfield Jr. on social media, he is doing magic just like his father, David Seth Kutkin Copperfield, Jewish-born, born-again Christian, illusionist magician who's friends with Andre Cole, born-again Christian. And I prayed for Andre Cole to get saved, and he got saved. And I saw Andre Cole in person and talked to him in person. I talked to David Copperfield and handed him a picture of himself and slicing a lady in 9 pieces that's based on Franz Shari's illusion. Copperfield added a little extra to it where you can pull the blade right out, and now Franz Shari is using that, and some that can afford that device still use it too, but if not, they'll just take one after the other. But that add a little touch kind of adds the thing. And I always prayed to this, that Franz Shari would do his marching band appearing, and he finally did it. And I let him know on all his social media, especially YouTube, where I can get connected with him. And I said, Franz, I was praying to do this because I read a lot of books on illusions, and in one of those you said that you did an illusion with a marching band. I was like, man, I'd like to see how that looked. And he did it on YouTube. And then there's another magician he let perform that same illusion. So somewhere you'll find another magician doing it and Franz doing it. And and they don't worry about the lighting. They coulda, but they don't care. They just liked magically producing the marching band. But I know where to look, so I know what they're doing. And another guy, it said he was part of the marching band, and said, yeah, Bill, you're right. I was there that day, and you're correct. And I said, thanks. It lets me know I was right. And when Penn Russell was talking about the jet plane vanish, I was thinking like a fast elevator or the Green Lantern, what's his name? The Green Hornet with a sidekick, Kato, which is Bruce Lee, but in his country it was called the Kato Show. Anyway, every once in a while you might see Batman Robin on there, and likewise on Batman and Robin you'll see they run into the Green Hornet and sidekick Kato. Anyway, you see the thing revolve like this, and then the Black Beauty unhooks and they drive off, and how it opens up and closes. That looks just like how a folding coin would look. There was a lot of illusionists in that. And then when they made the movie version of it, they actually built a real one that would make a car flip. And then I see car commercials and they use that idea. And I've also seen an Shell commercial where they press a yellow button and the car goes down. It opens up with two side openings on the road like an elevator. It goes down and then it closes up. And I mean, there's a lot of ways to make a car or airplane vanish. A cardboard cutout, haul it out the back, a mirror or a glass that bends light around an object, or look at the masked magician with the elephant appearing, just reverse it to make the plane vanish and hide in broad daylight or nighttime. And then there's a tank version like Chris Angel, and then the masked magician Valentino showed how to do that one, Leonard Montana, the masked magician, and it has to do perspective, which is how Franz Schori did the marching band. It's it's very clever, and it takes a hard work to do all that kind of idea. And if you know where to look, you'll find it. They didn't worry about how the sun is in a certain area that would show everything and all that. And then you got Chris Ramsey and Bill Barker, not Bill Barker, Bart. I can't think of his name, and some others. They do the trick where they make their self. You see the BMX bikes, teens doing stunts, and when they put the cloth down, they take the helmets off. It's the two adults, magicians. Then they go behind the scene, how all that intricate stuff is done, and there's a lot of hard work in that. They used a drone for different angles, and they waited for the right time of day, and the angles was right, and the teens had to get off their bikes and duck in a hole, and then the magicians took over, and they didn't mind they had to do it again. They did the teens did all the tricks. They did all the things right, and if you watch it, it's pretty neat. There's a lot of how-to videos out there. Ace channel, he teaches how to do magic. Look up David Copperfield for that. Look up Gato Preto David Copperfield, or Kickbusters Copperfield, and you'll find other, just say at Kickbusters, and look up David Copperfield at Gato Preto, all capital. Then look up David Copperfield. Look up at Fernando P1, Art Zone Productions. Look up David Copperfield and you'll find all his to use, and look in videos and all that, and the video shorts and all that, and you'll find all that when you look up David Copperfield and other illusions and Chris Angels and all that. I mean, there's a source everywhere. Trickbusters Copperfield. I can't think. Magic Orthodoxy. He's got a Star Wars page, and he's got a close-up magic teaching idea. And Lloyd Barnes, at Lloyd Barnes, you need to look at his stuff. I mean, look up David Copperfield, and he teaches a lot of close-up stuff. You got to check it out. You got at Card Mechanic, and you got Card Shuffler 99. There's so many out there, and some Japanese and Chinese, how to do a sub-trunk illusion, and a Hindi box trick, which is a sub-trunk wooden version. I mean, there's a lot of stage illusion close-up. Tony Hassini teaches close-up, and somewhere deep down in there you can find the big stage illusions revealed, from a sword box to one way to levitate. I think it's like a Super X levitation, I think. I don't know. And anyway, I recorded all that when we had a DV recorder, and I put it in with my video camera. People in my church wanted to know how I did that. I said, and nowadays I'll have to say it this way, but back then I would say, well, you just take a DVD recorder and you hook it up here, and you take the headphone where the sound comes from the video recorder, and whatever you're recording on YouTube goes onto the DVD and all that stuff. And Judy Scofield wanted to know, because she likes to record Barry Manilow and other music and put it on a CD disc and play it in her car. And Bob Turner, I said, Bill, how do you put the video, because I don't know how you do that. I said, well, but now I would say it this way, since there's no DVD recorders or VCRs anymore. I said, well, back in the day, what I would do is have the headphone here, and Mr. Story used similar like Pat Bogle would do, but he made a different version of it where you take something and hook it. I can't remember exactly, but you hook it so that the picture comes through the DV recorder, and all I have to do is put the thing in there, and then I have put the headphone in there, and I put the headphone where the sound mic is for there, and then I'd have the tripod here, because after a while that thing gets heavy and I get tired, and and if I fall asleep, but anyway, I have it there, and I record here, but I also record here, on here, because if not, this has a screensaver, and it'll go, all cameras have surveillance cameras mode, and it'll start doing like a commercial on there. So if I hit record, even when I had the disc one, I hit record, it's recording here and it's recording there. So that way I got the video going through that into the DV recorder, and the sound coming from the sound from the headphone and the mic, like that. And if I didn't have the headphone on and nobody was here, then I would just have the volume up and record like that. But since everybody was here, I don't want to, they're watching TV or something, so I hook it up here and go like that. And so I got sound here, and I can't think, the video coming through my PC laptop into the DV recorder or VCR, however you want to do it, and hit record, and you got video and sound. And so, oh, okay. And I'm thinking, nothing against with anybody, but Jesus helped me to figure that out. And Pat Bogle is pretty clever too. I mean, I said, I can't be the only one that thought of this. There has to be. If anybody that sees this video, comment and let me know if you ever thought of this idea. If not, take my idea and use it if you have an old VCR or DVD recorder and have a field day with it. Because this is the only way I could do it. But anyway, it's just the way I do things. I mean, I was thinking that everybody would have thought of that. I can't be that smart. I'm a slow learner, but Jesus helps me be smart in other ways. But, you know, Jesus just had me spark an idea. I was like, well, I got video, but how do I get sound? I know. Jesus made us. We have God's breath in us. He breathed life in Adam, and we come from Adam, and we come from Eve. Adam and Eve. It means Adam's a boy, Eve's girl. Case closed. We all came from them. And there was dinosaurs in those days. And on Noah's Ark, they had baby dinosaurs. Okay, mystery solved, as Skip Tilton said. And Ken Ham and Jeff Seltzer and all them. Anyway, that other science guy that was at Sweet Haven Baptist, I can't think of his name. But they're all friends and they're connected. But anyway, the Creation Museum, Family Ministries. Anyway, you get the gist of the whole thing. I'm trying to think what other YouTube channels. Anyway, shout out to every YouTube channel out there. The ones that I know and ones that I don't know. Shout out to everyone. The Three Amigos and I can't remember the others, but a lot of children doing magic and stunts and stuff. Shout out to you guys, and shout out to all the magicians out there. Charlotte Pendragon, Jonathan Pendragon, Master of the Magnificent. Shout out to David Sitcock and Cockfield, Fontroy, Lance Burton, Melinda the First Landing Matic, Princess Tenko, David Blaine, which David Blaine's series is David Blaine Do Not Attempt. And Cockfield is soon going to do a special. I would assume it'd be CBS, because that's the one he did the most 20 specials on. Before that was The Magic of ABC, starring David Copperfield, and he did all the magic on there. And then CBS took him over there, and he did 20 specials under his belt, plus 2 biographies, maybe 3 biographies of David Copperfield on Annie and others. Because Copperfield did a great 2-hour about his illusions. And then the next one was a special on his great escapes. And thanks to J.A. Korn, Magical Film Film and Videotape Librarian. Now it would be DVD and all that stuff. But he threw in his stuff, and he threw in David Copperfield, Doug Henning, and all that stuff, and I made trades back and forth. All magicians do that. We got a catalog. I was able to get Paul Danos and everything. It was like a treasure trove. I thought I recorded a lot. He takes the cake, which is cool. And I saw some things in that catalog that they didn't have, so I gave them that. And I gave them $20, and then they would send some. And I would dub 6 hours worth, and they would give me a good quality in SP mode. And one time, something went wrong and I didn't get it, and they called back up to make sure, and when he found out he didn't, they sent it, and the next time it worked, and he called up and said, did it work? Yeah, okay. And Rand Winbury, when I got his Special Secrets illusion, he called up to wish me a happy birthday and wanted to make sure that I got that videotape for my birthday. And Miss Joy said, yeah, he enjoyed it, and thanks for calling. I wish Miss Story would have let me talk to him. But anyway, it's good that Ron Winbury called. But I'm friends with him on Facebook, so that's good to know. And Jack Daniels, magician, helps with Project Magic and all that stuff, and snow and all that stuff. To keep up the Copperfield persona, he's connected to Copperfield. Doug Henning and Copperfield are friends, but Doug Henning passed away. Hopefully he found Jesus in his heart. Underco was keeping an eye on him, and so was Copperfield. But we just have faith that Doug Henning was saved. I pray to his wife Debbie, if she's not saved, she gets saved. I pray everybody gets saved before it's too late. And all you got to do is say, Jesus, please forgive me for all my sins and come to heart and save me. And you got to really mean it. Don't just say it without any heart feeling. You got to really mean it, because God knows mankind's heart. Because Andre Cole and David Copperfield is always reference God a lot. He says, don't you believe in a creator? And the interviewer's like, what? You don't believe in a creator? It kind of throws the interviewer off. He says, and then Copperfield says, okay, talk about me. What do you want to talk about on the show? And all that. Because he threw it in there. And when people ask about, what do you think what's going on in this world? And Copperfield says through live interviews, prayer helps. Pray that the numbers go down. And pray for the firemen, the policemen, the doctors, and then, I can't think of that guy's name, singer that gives Copperfield advice on ideas that he gives back and forth, and Copperfield used some of his songs. I can't think of his name right now. He was interviewing Copperfield, and he said, don't forget the workers at stores, the checkout area. And he said, oh yeah, we need to pray for them too. They got to be safety too, and all that stuff. And Andre Cole said, me and David Copperfield agree that what we do is several tons of pounds of illusions and large Mack trucks, where Jesus and his disciples didn't need any of that, because Jesus did true miracles, and God gave the power to the disciples to do these miracles. What we do is illusions. Several pounds of 1,000 pounds, or how many tons of illusions equipment. You don't see any illusions or 1,000 pounds of Mack trucks in front or beside Jesus or the disciples. In other words, Jesus really walked on water. Andre Cole created an illusion of walking water in a tank of water, and then he walked on water to represent that what he did was an illusion, but what Jesus did was a miracle. He really walked on water. And I think it was Peter that was walking on water because he had faith, but then he got nervous, he sunk, and then they had to help him on the boat. Anyway. Even Franz Fry references Jesus a lot. He said, today we're going to move a mountain. If you have faith as a mustard seed, you can move a mountain. That was stressing a Bible verse. I know I'm rambling on, but anyway. Okay, I start right here, right? Yeah. Then if I did 1, 2, 3, and spin it, or use it as a matching thing, and then do it again, 1, 2, 3, and look for the fish, and then go back this way. No, that ain't the right way. Something ain't right. I must have did something different. Maybe I started doing this then. I think I messed up on this one. Oh no, it ain't that one. I'll find it. I wasn't paying attention, that's alright. Okay. I'm sure it was this one. Maybe I didn't go all the way around. No, it should have been done by now. Well, I got the fish in there. It's just, which way did I do it? Was it this way? It's either that I didn't. No, I know I had to do it right because it did the fish. I don't think it was this way, but I'll try it. I know that ain't right here. That doesn't even look right. I must have did something wrong. Looks like I might have to solve it. I don't know what I did. I can't get it to... I made a wrong turn somewhere. But... Because... Let me try like this. No. So when you get used to a turn, you know how it goes. If I'm not paying attention, that's the problem. I wasn't paying attention which way I did it. Oh well, I'll have to solve it. But that's okay. Let me see. Car's still there. Tow truck's not there yet. I'll just solve it. Put this where it belongs. Put this where it belongs. Put these where it belongs. Whoa, almost broke it. Okay, you get the letter T all around. Then I get the bottom corner. See, is that right? Yeah. Nope, that's not right. Nope. See this? So these two gotta switch. Let me see. No, it's these two. Okay. This is where I go once, twice, once. No, I guess it was the other way. I can never get that right. See, that's right. Well, I'll just look for two done. See, that's done. Usually when I do that, I end up finding that it's vertically somewhere. Yeah. This is to where it needs to go. Let's see, white with white, green with green, yeah. There's two there, I put it in the back. So these two gotta switch places. It's once, then once, twice. Now it's right. And I look for this pattern here. No. See, here's a pattern too, where the two right here and here, yeah. And hold it here and do this. Then, now that, see, ding, 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 twice. And now the bottom is done. Now I just work the middles. Let's see, I can see there's 3 that are not green, so see that goes here. You do the pattern to bring it down and do the pattern to put it back in. See, that's green, that's not green, so that goes there. Let's see, yellow goes over here. See, there it is, but it's not in the right place. It's in position where you wind it, but it's not color line. So I do the pattern that I would put one in, but it also brings it down so that I can bring it in. Okay, it looks like I'm half done. This goes here, that goes there, that goes there. See, when you play with patterns, you get to know things. Let me try that pattern again. Okay, I did the pattern with the yellow as a fish. Okay. Okay, blue's right here next to the square. It's part of the fish, alright? Then I go 1, 2, 3, show it all around. 1, 2, 3, look for the fish pattern, make sure that is with the square, and then do this. Yeah, that works. That's where I made a mistake right there.